We have just arrived in our 5th Central American country, Nicaragua, and we are ready to dive in. With its rich culture, incredible food, and epic outdoor adventures, this country has been calling our names, and what better place to kick things off than León, a city that's as beautiful as it is lively, with a history that runs deep and an extreme sport that is not for the faint of heart. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to León, Nicaragua. We realized at the end of our last video when we arrived in Nicaragua, we never actually showed you our accommodation, which is kind of rare. We tend to do that. So I wanted to quickly, before we actually get into the city of León, well, get into like the main center of León, show you guys where we've been staying here. So for $50 a night, we are staying about a 15-minute walk from like the central historical area here. And this is the Airbnb. It's only 3 rooms. We've got this first like living room space that's connected to the kitchen. And then we've got this like tiny little extra table off to the side here that is in front of the window. So if you did want to eat, you could. And then the second room is the bedroom. This is where Evie and Nika are hanging out. And that's really all that's in here. The bedroom, 2 side tables, and a little like bench, really for your backpack if you needed it. And then the last room is just a washroom. So we've got a big shower back there, toilet facilities, and then sink and mirror. That's it. That's the whole space. So 50 USD is actually steeper than we expected when we were coming to Nicaragua, because you've heard this is one of the more affordable Central American countries. But I think this is just the reality of wanting to be central, to need parking, and to, of course, be in a place that allows dogs. So
you're gonna stay here. There's gonna be a lot of walking today in the sun, and I think she's just probably gonna be a little bit better here at home.
Evie has been very tired recently, so we're actually gonna leave her at home this morning because there's a couple places that we want to see in town that she's not allowed in, and she's going to just sleep. She's a sleepy girl today. Oh, yeah, sleepy girl.
I gotta admit, our Airbnb is only like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Walk to the central part.
Yeah.
But it definitely is away from like their normal kind of touristy neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Not a lot of hotels here, and it's very much a local community.
We love that.
I really like it, yeah. It's a nice...
Our favorite things about booking Airbnbs as opposed to hotels so much.
Yeah.
Is that we're usually in the community. We actually get to see like what happens on the day to day. Hola, buenos dias.
Buenas.
Yeah, so that's been awesome.
You get a really nice feel of like the Nicaraguan life.
Yeah.
And so far there's it's a busy morning, eh?
Busy. It's like what day is it? I don't know what day it is.
It's like a Tuesday or something.
Morning. Yeah, there's also in the evenings we've noticed like tons of kids out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like got that community vibe that we love.
It really does, yeah.
I like it a lot.
Which is making me feel like pretty good, despite the fact that it does kind of look a little bit run down. There's like a lot of garbage here in some of these areas.
There's a lot of garbage all over Nicaragua, we think.
But knowing but seeing a lot of the kids out and playing, and a lot of like friendly faces trying to, you know, offer you some food and things.
Yeah, people are always selling small things outside their homes. Like, yeah.
It makes me feel really, really good.
Yeah. As we're walking here, we keep seeing these little like bikes that like carry passengers. It's like a taxi service with like a pedal bike attached to it. We're hoping we can catch one of those to get into town because they look really cool. So we'll see.
40
What is that? Okay.
for one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
We made it.
We grabbed ourselves a tricycle. I think they're called tricyclo. Disculpe, ¿cómo se dice esto? ¿Tricycle?
Triciclo.
Triciclo.
Okay, gracias.
Triciclo.
Triciclo.
I know it's only like a 10-minute walk, and he's charging us 40
No, 40
Cordobas for one person, which I
I have a feeling it's 10 times what we usually pay.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
fine.
it's way higher than normal because he thought about it for a really long time.
Yeah. We don't mind at all.
But it's okay because it's actually kind of a nice experience.
There's our construction workers again. We were waving to them earlier.
Yeah. Oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because the bench where you sit is in the front of the person pushing or pedaling.
Yeah.
We're over cobblestone now.
Which surprised us because you'd think that like the guy in the front, like that's like
you'd be like towing. normally, right?
And also they would need to see past you better. Like I thought vision-wise it'd be
good.
easier for them to be in front, but for some reason we get the front seats. I really like it.
And
It's very airy.
and it's shaded, and I feel like a breeze from this guy pushing or pedaling. It's really nice. Oh man, that was really nice. Muchas gracias.
I think we just gave that guy like 10 rides worth of Cordoba.
He probably overpaid him like 5 times.
I don't care, it's fine.
Because when he asked him like how much it was, he like thought about it for like a long time. It must have been like it must have been like a solid like 5 seconds, like thinking,
how much could
thinking.
I get? It's okay. Our rule of thumb when we travel and we pay for things is if it's a price we're comfortable paying, we just pay it.
Yeah, it's fine.
What? If it's gonna make someone's day better and it's money we're fine to part with, then we just do that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I like traveling that way.
I think it was only like $1.50
$2
each or something like that for like a nice little fun ride. Great. Okay, we're at the center, at the square where kind of most things happen. But before we dive into showing you guys around that, we first need to get a coffee.
I desperately need coffee. I'm trying to like keep a headache from fully taking over my brain. So I think I'm gonna get, I see a ham and cheese croissant for 59 Cordoba, which is really affordable. And they must have coffee, right?
It's funny, this Pani Paz, when we did some research on León, everybody kind of says that you should go to Pani Paz, but it's like a French bakery.
Yeah, in the middle of Nicaragua. But the people who are running it, they're Nicaraguan.
They're all Nicaraguan. The coffee smells so good.
Considering we came to a French bakery in Nicaragua, I had to get myself a piece of French fruit, a croissant. Oh my god, that looks just amazing. You see that?
Wow, look at that cheese.
Yeah, and it's hot. He heated it up for me. Wow. Oh, look at that. Like crunchy, crunchy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that's amazing. For only a couple dollars. Not exactly like a French food connoisseur, but that is delicious. So I don't get a headache now.
Well, we've got our coffees and we're officially ready to explore. We are in Parque Central. This is probably where most people would visit when they come to León. And yeah, I mean, Nicole and I have been to a lot of Central American parks already. And this one, a lot of squares. This one has all the hallmarks of a good Central American square. You've got, obviously, the ringing of the ice cream man. You got the Basilica de San Sean. Beautiful church.
Yeah.
They say I think this is the largest church in Central America.
All of Central America, like that's wild.
Yeah,
It's huge. We are going to go into it later. One of the reasons we didn't bring Evie is so that we could get up onto the top of the roof in there. So we will go visit that later. Apparently it's really beautiful inside.
We also have a lot of pigeons here with us. Of course. And they'll
have another church?
We have another church.
Well, actually maybe that's not a church. It just looks like a church.
Probably a couple political buildings around us. This place is really, really nice. And you know, it's interesting. León was founded, I think, in the 1500s.
Well, it was colonized in the 1500s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it was built. I thought it was built by the.
You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, it was built by the Spanish when they came to colonize, like the city was.
Yeah, but it wasn't actually here. It was like further away. But a volcano eruption in the 1600s destroyed that city, and they actually moved it to where León is today.
Yeah, it was, I guess, originally 30 kilometers from here, but they had to move a whole city.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't know how you do that either. That is wild. Oh, what a beautiful day. We've got some like vendors out selling different foods and different little tourist, like, what do you call it? Souvenirs, that's the word. There's a fountain here. It's too bad it's not on. It looks like it'd be quite beautiful if it was on. It's beautiful anyway, but it would be really nice if it was on, hey?
Yeah, it'd be super nice. Fun fact, the population of León is around 215,000 people.
It's a lot of people.
Equal amounts of pigeons though. So there's about half the population of pigeons right here in front of the basilica.
This is actually the second largest city in all of Nicaragua. The only larger city is the capital city, Managua. Am I saying that right? Managua?
Yeah.
Managua, yeah, that's the only bigger city. Oh, that was
I always thought León was the capital, but...
I honestly did as well. What I think is actually really cool about this city is that it's really known for its contribution to academics, like to the educational scene, all through Central America, but of course especially in Nicaragua. They had the first university here. I think it was just on that corner right there. At the very first university. So I thought that was really cool.
I think it's still a working university too.
Yeah, I don't think they operate out of this building. I think there's something like 40,000 students who attend this university. So it's not out of this little corner building anymore. But it was the first university here.
Yeah, and I heard Nicole and I are trying to do a little bit more research, or a little bit of research whenever we come to new places, but I heard that a lot of students from surrounding Central American countries would come to Nicaragua, and specifically León, to study, which is I think is really, really cool.
I know, right? So I wonder if we get like a cool, almost like a little melting pot of like Central American cultures and peoples, you know? Little different dialects of Spanish. Huh?
I have to show you guys one of the most interesting things in this square. All right, you ready for this? Bam! Is it that? See that?
It's a giant blow-up doll.
It's like a giant like structure, but as far as I know, I think it's there year-round because I've seen it in so many people's videos.
Yeah.
But this is the La Gigantona, and I think that means like giant woman.
Yeah, I think so.
I think and
giant something.
And it's very interesting because this La Gigantona, it's actually cultural and traditional. There's a dance where people would dress up as this giant woman. Kind of like nothing that size, but like almost like a costume. And the whole dance is to actually kind of make fun of the Spanish colonialists. The dance was created by like the local people here in Nicaragua, the indigenous people, and it was a slightly like almost like a rebellious dance to push back against the Spanish colonialists, and the tall statue is meant to represent like the I guess like the tall white colonialists that came to Nicaragua. Along with the Spanish conquerors. Yeah. And the dance, I haven't seen it myself. No. But it's meant to just kind of make fun of them a little bit. I don't know why they make fun of specifically the tall white woman. Yeah. I
think what happened is that the dance was created like by the indigenous locals, and it was created like they would dress up at like kind of looking like the Spanish women. They would dress up in this costume, and then they would actually go to the door of the houses when Spanish women would pair up with indigenous men, and they would like dance in front of the house to like make fun of them. I don't really understand it all, but that is what I understood from what I read, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
And you can pay these people to get into the costume of the La Gigantona and do the dance for you, which is really neat. She is quite the sight. Right beside the La Gigantona is this other gentleman. Is the much shorter man. He's meant to be like this dwarfish, small figure with a really big head, and he represents the actual like local people. Yeah, and I think the big head might be something to do with like representing the intelligence of the local people, and how this was meant as like kind of like a ha. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's kind of like a cool, interesting part of history. I mean, I know it's kind of making fun of other people, but to be fair, you know, they were when you're being conquered.
Every little piece of resistance.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly. And I think it's cool that it sustained itself like 400 years later, 500 years later. We're still using it to make the joke.
Yeah. If you need souvenirs for your trip, you can still get that right here in the Central Park. Hammocks. Everyone's always selling a hammock. A hammock would be a good idea. It's so hot here in Nicaragua, but it's not. Well, you know, Nicole and I when I think of hot, I think of like Asia, humid hot. Here, not so humid, but still really, really hot. I think your like idea of humid though has really changed. I still think it's pretty humid here. Like peak humidity for us was Kuala Lumpur rainy season in Malaysia. Man, that was hot and humid. Yeah, this is nothing compared to that. Nothing compared to that. But compared to like Canada where we're from, this is incredibly humid. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It'd be fun to get these are like wooden mugs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they have the saucer. Gracias. Oh look, they say Nicaragua. That's cute. Oh, that's beautiful. Is it a Yeti? Yeah, it's a Yeti. Oh, it's a Yeti. Yeah, perfect. Yeti brand. Yeah, so you can get the lid with the magnet. They sold separately. Nicole just got herself a drink from one of the vendors here at the park. Yeah. And it's kind of funny, we are waiting for, I think, the most unique thing about León to happen in like 2 or 3 minutes here. We won't spoil it. We won't spoil it, but it is prepare your ears. Prepare yourself. Come on, Gatorade. Nothing's working. Coffee didn't work. Bread didn't work. Water hasn't worked. The Gatorade worked. Medication hasn't worked. Oh la 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 la. Kids' dessert looks so good. So delicious. It's peanut butter, jam, graham crackers, and a marshmallow.
Dang. Good lunch.
Good lunch.
7:59. The ice cream man's preparing it.
How's that headache?
Oh my god.
So instead of church bells, they use an air raid horn.
Just wait.
Oh my gosh. That is the funniest thing.
So every day at 7 a.m. and at noon, that sound goes off to let you know what time it is. Oh, the church bells are going off too now.
Oh, I thought it was in lieu of the church bells.
I think from what I understand, it's actually like that. The 7 a.m. and the 12 p.m. air raid horns are actually just to help like workers. It's for in the past it was to help workers know when to start work and then also to take a break for lunch.
Yeah.
And they do still use the same sound when there's actual like issues. Like if you need to be alerted for like a volcano going off or something, they would use the same sound. But oh my lord, it's loud.
Could you imagine if a volcano goes off right at either 7 a.m. or at 12 p.m. or 7 p.m.? You just don't know. Like, just seems like a normal thing.
I thought my workday was starting or my lunch break was starting.
The first time I heard this, like,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
We can hear it like in our house, in our Airbnb, 7 a.m. It's
I'm
like,
like,
whoa.
what is happening? And we have heard a lot of noises
Not like this.
in our drive through Mexico and Central America.
Yeah, this was new.
This is the first time. Something that's unmissable here in León is the street art, and there's a lot of it, especially around here in the park center. We're just in the one corner of the church, or like we're at the corner of the church. There's this yellow wall that looks kind of, you know, unsuspecting, but when you come up close to it, you can actually find the street art depicting the past of Nicaragua, both recent and also far in the past. Starting on one side of the wall, you have like the local and indigenous people that were here, and then it shows as you walk the history that progressed all the way to like when the colonizers, the Spanish came, and then also to like some really important and key revolutions that happened here in Nicaragua.
Yeah, just in like the past 100 or so years, much more recent history. Something I do really want to share with you all while we are here in front of these beautiful murals. It's actually a little bit about the current political climate here in Nicaragua. I'm going to be very careful about how I talk about this because the government here is very controlling about what information gets out of Nicaragua, about what is happening here. But it has honestly been so interesting as we've learned more and more about this since coming to the country. So it's kind of interesting. Something that we can see along this wall is imagery that depicts a revolution that happened here through the 60s and 70s. A political party called the Sandinistas gained political power here, and they're a socialist government. They're really for the people, and they what's the word? They like revolution. What's the word? Ousted? Okay. And the Sandinistas like ousted the dictatorship that was running the country before them. So they came to power, and they gained power here through the 1980s. Then they lost power for like 15 or so years. And then a Sandinista government was re-elected in, I think it was 2006. And ever since that re-election, unfortunately, that government has started to gain a lot more control and power, and they've really moved the country back towards dictatorship. So it's not like full-blown dictatorship right now, but it's very authoritarian. The president and his now co-president are really making a lot of changes to ensure that they have a lot of control in this country and that the people here are losing a lot of their voice. I think a really good example of what is happening here and how it is not good is over the last, I think it's since like 2018, they have the president, like the government here, has closed down like more than 5,000 NGOs. So a lot of like educational institutions, religious institutions, indigenous institutions, social institutions that were propped up by NGOs have been coming down because the government is sort of taking away those civil liberties. So the people here definitely are under a lot of strain, and it is, I think, in a lot of ways difficult to be Nicaraguan these days.
Just speaking to the few Nicaraguans that we have spoken to, it is a very touchy subject, and it's not one that people really talk talk about openly.
No.
I think when this video comes out, Nicole and I will be out of the country.
And that's why we feel comfortable talking about it.
And that's why we feel comfortable.
Yeah, but we're gonna be careful how much we talk about.
Fingers crossed this doesn't get us in trouble, because I'd love to, I'm sure, revisit
Come back
Nicaragua.
one day. If you're interested in learning more, though, we highly recommend doing your own research. You can find information on it and about it if you would like to. It is out there. It's just, that's as much as we're gonna say for now. But yeah, really, really interesting political climate here.
Our next stop, of course, is the market. We are at Mercado Central de León, squeezing through traffic here. And it's right behind the church, which is really convenient, very close by. Probably the reason why we couldn't bring Evie today, because I don't think she's allowed inside this particular market. We're in the main area of the market, and I gotta say, it's not the biggest market that we've visited, but it is probably one of the best smelling.
Yeah, and there's no butcher yet.
Maybe it's because there's no butcher yet.
Somewhere, but
it's just all the fruits and veggies are so good. Smells amazing.
Delicious. I'm just noticing that they've like stretched sheets over top of the windows to keep the sun out. It's like the way that they're like using a screen.
Very clever, I love it.
Very creative. The main reason we came to the market, besides checking it out, was actually to get ourselves some lunch. I think we found the food part of the market.
Oh my god, look at
That's a fat dog.
That dog lives at this market.
Yeah, that dog gets all the food.
Oh, he's a happy dog. Oh, oh wow. Probably how he got so big, because he's so friendly. And everybody's giving him food. Ah! That dog was a chunky dog.
I miss Evie now.
I miss Evie too. But
wait,
I gotta
that
say,
dog can be in the market. Can
oh
our
yeah,
dog
why
be in
can't
the
Evie?
market?
I gotta say though, the top view of that dog, you could easily mistaken him
For a
her for a pig.
Were you gonna say that? That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, oh yeah, we did a
Honestly,
curly
she
tail and
looks-
everything.
Yeah, muy gordo.
Very gordo.
We have been to a lot of markets in our days, and I have never seen a market where it's like right inside is like hair salon and nail salon services. I'm like walking next to people cutting hair, or maybe not cutting hair, but she was definitely like straightening someone's hair, and then like doing people's nails. I've never seen that inside one of these super local markets. This is a first for me, so I don't think you can see them behind me. I don't want to like point the camera at people, but that's kind of cool. You can get your nails in here, probably for a few bucks if you really want it. And what carne asada de res?
Para comer aquí.
Aquí, por favor.
Siéntense.
Okay. You want yours?
Y para mí, me gustaría carne bajo.
Un bao, grande. Siéntese, amor.
Gracias.
Nicole and I decided to get some lunch here at the market just outside, because we really like eating at markets, because usually they're pretty affordable, things are pretty fresh, maybe sometimes a little too fresh. But this one had some really good food that smelled really good, so try some Nicaraguan food.
Gracias. Yum.
De picante, mira.
Okay.
What I got was the carne en bajo, which is a traditional Nicaraguan dish. It is cooked yuca, which is almost kind of like a sweet potato. And then also with some yellow plantain, cooked green plantain. The green is really hard, but the yellow is so soft.
Mine's just that we've had
And then
plantain.
some, looks like almost like a stewed meat. And I wouldn't say that it's like the most appealing looking dish, like visually. But the meat just smells so good and it's so soft. And I also got a little bit of side of salad, lettuce, and then a little hot sauce.
Yeah, it looks like uncooked beef.
Oh, it's good though. It's like soft. It's almost like I'm eating a cooked banana, like a cooked, squishy banana. I'm gonna hear for the meat though.
Is that like that's carne? That's beef.
That's beef, yeah. Soft and it falls apart in your mouth. And I feel like it's been cooking forever.
Yeah, I think in her pot there, it looks like it's like stewing all day.
It looks like it has been stewing all day.
What are the other names for yuca again? Cassava.
I think cassava. I think
Yeah.
cassava is another name for yuca, and maybe taro.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it's another name for it. Or maybe you guys' own thing. I'm not exactly sure.
I went for a Central American classic, carne asada, which is like a chunk of beef with rice, comes with a tortilla and a bit of salad here. What we've noticed since coming to Nicaragua, just as we like walked around like in the evenings in our community even, is that grilled meat seems to be a really big part of the diet here. Like it's really common to like smell cooking meat as you walk around here. So naturally I had to try out. Oh, that's good. I want some of your hot sauce though. Thank you. Normally when I get carne asada like around Central America, it's like a really thin piece of like long meat. And as a result, it's pretty dry once it's cooked for you, but this is a lot thicker than I'm used to. So it's a bit juicier. Cold rice, pretty good. The tortillas in Nicaragua are humongous. Like, this has to be the biggest tortilla I've had in like a year of traveling here.
I feel like as we traveled from Mexico, the tortillas like start off pretty big, and then when we go further south to Guatemala, they got small.
Yeah.
And they shrunk to an all-time low in El Salvador,
Yeah.
but now as we keep going to like Honduras and now Nicaragua,
They got bigger
they got
again.
bigger again.
I think I'm a little traumatized.
I thought it was fake.
We just watched this woman like bring out an iguana?
A lizard?
A lizard of some kind, like black, and like kind of put him in her friend's face. I thought it was like a fake lizard. And her friend like screamed, and then the next thing I know, the lizard fell. Like she was holding its tail, the lizard dropped on the ground, and its tail is moving in her hand. Oh my god. Can you see this tail? Look at that. Oh god, I was rich for a second. Oh my lord. That was a little traumatizing.
What did they do with the lizard?
They picked the lizard up and they just brought it back to, I think, the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
So I do know that they
The
eat
kitchen?
like, I think they went back into like the place where like food is served
Oh
here.
yeah, it goes full circle.
Oh, don't even. I know that they do eat iguana here. Maybe that was an iguana. I don't know. But I know that when they eat the iguana, I think that they actually they kill it right when they eat it. Like they actually buy them live, I think, before they cook them. So I mean that honestly could have been for eating, but that was a little traumatizing. What happened?
When I saw the woman with the iguana or the lizard just holding it by the tail, I really thought it was fake because it looks like her daughter was like running around with her. They were like kind of playing little jokes on people. And then the tail just falls off, or like the iguana falls off the tail.
Oh my god, the tail's just moving. Oh.
That is a defense mechanism, I know, for some lizards where their tail like purposely
They can, like, detach
They
it.
can detach it and
Yeah.
and then they just grow it back. But yeah, it's always just what?
What just happened? Welcome to the León Cathedral. This is the biggest cathedral in all of Central America. I think that was very cool. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is so beautiful. There's these giant paintings all along the side of the cathedral. I think it's the Stations of the Cross. That's what it looks like it's depicting to me. They're really beautiful and in really, really good shape.
It's really awesome despite how hot it is outside. The moment we stepped inside the cathedral, it is so much cooler. We're going up the cathedral. This is one of the coolest things you can do here in León.
Cool.
Is to go up the largest cathedral in Central America. I'm not sure if I explained it, by the way, but we got our tickets really quickly behind the church. Actually, it was only $103. Supposed to be like
$3 US.
per person. So for foreigners,
Whew. It's bright here. It's
very bright.
There's actually quite a few rules. We're not allowed to wear our shoes on this. You can't like walk on the domes. So I think they're trying really hard to preserve the area while still allowing people up here.
ooh, kind of fun.
Beautiful. I feel like I'm in this, like in the snow. That's how like bright it is.
It's not air horn time, right? Beautiful, eh?
Oh, it's gorgeous. From here I can see all the volcanoes around us. Oh, it's so pretty. In an ideal world, we would have come here for sunset, but that's still a few hours away and Evie's at home, so we are not staying for that. But if you're coming to León, highly recommend doing this for sunset. I think it'd be gorgeous.
This is beautiful. The view of León from here and just all the volcanoes is unreal.
Love seeing all the roofs, hey?
Yeah, yeah.
All, like tile roofs here. Yeah, they're like super old school.
Totally.
Yeah.
What a cool view.
That is cool.
Walking on the top of a church, I don't think we'll ever get old.
I feel like we actually did this fairly recently in El Salvador. Do you remember that?
Oh, in Santa Ana, yeah.
in Santa Ana.
Yeah.
And not to compare, that was cooler. Just don't tell anybody. Would you agree? I think the views at the top.
The architecture at the top, all the metal.
Of the actual church, that was cooler.
Cool.
These views externally might be cooler.
The views here are better.
Yeah, but the actual like being on top of a church, that was neat over there.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Looking at all these volcanoes in the distance has me really excited because we got a really big adventure lined up for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning we are headed out volcano boarding. So yeah, we're gonna let you guys go here, go get some rest, and we'll catch you guys in the morning.
See you then.
It's like, yeah.
It makes me feel really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.